Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome and happy Friday. Danny Shea, along with Psychic Duck. Say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Well, I didn't really celebrate Thanksgiving. Why not? I don't like eating animals. Well, okay. Well, you don't have to eat animals. Everybody eats turkey and duck. Oh. I used to eat humans. What? Yeah, but I gave it up. A little too tough. Okay. Yikes. Yikes. Who knew Psychic Duck used to be a carnivore and the favorite food was humans? Wow. Kind of turns my stomach a little bit. I'm not sure why. Okay. All right. What a crazy week. What a crazy week. So, before I get into the news, I want to see, I'm going to throw some kind of esoteric cards. What is it that we learned last week on a soul level? So we just got through with a day where we're supposed to be grateful and giving thanks. And even though every day is supposed to be that, we have one day that we really look at it. And some people it's a little stressy, and other people they just love it. So, but what is it that we are learning? Because we got inundated with a lot of news. I'm like, oh my gosh, every day, boom, boom, boom. What is it that we're learning on a soul level? I'm going to be using my Ancestral Path Tarot. It's a big deck. Look, big. Yeah, my hand still hurts. Big deck, but I can shuffle this deck. And for those of you who are following the Rider-Waite Tarot, you can't do it with this deck because the imagery is very different, and the as you go on the journey from 1 to 10, it goes backwards. It starts out with the 10 goes to the 1, which is interesting. So you go to King to the 1, I think. And the reason I say I think is because I'd have to go back and re-look at the book again to make sure that that's true. It's just off. It's not Rider-Waite-ish. So it's more intuitive, which I love because I like looking at pretty pictures. Because everything else is so crappy in the world. All right, so what did we learn on a soul level last week? Okay, and I'm going to pull the spread. It's just going to be an energy spread. Okay, so I got 3 cards out. Let's take a look at what they say. Very interesting. Princess, come on, hands. Princess of Sacred Circles. I love this card. I mean, I love this deck. It's just really vibrant. So we have a young mother. We have the 4 directions. We have corn, nourishment, creation. She has a young child chewing on, I'm not sure what that toy is, but it's a woven man toy chewing on its foot. What does that mean? When you chew on somebody's foot, you chew on a base of something. Anyway, so this is where the intuitive message comes in. So this Princess of Sacred Circles, this would be normally the Page of Pentacles, but you can't think that way. Page of Earth. So it's bringing in new energy to this earth, And when you look at her face, you go, and what is she looking at? She's looking at something new coming in. We also get then followed by the 5 sacred circles. And you look at this, and at first I thought that this was a sweat lodge that this person was going into. And I think it might not be the sweat lodge, but because in a sweat lodge, as I understand them, you have to crawl in on your hands and knees. You have to get close to Mother Earth and be respectful and not be all arrogant when you're going into the sweat lodge as you set your prayers in your intention to release old hurts and accept new paths coming towards you. But as I look a little closer to this person is going in, and it looks like grandmother is in this building. So I feel like this person is going to get advice from grandmother, ancient wisdom from grandmother. So whatever's coming this way needs to be worked on a little bit and counseled with grandmother. And then the next card we get is the Death card. So what did we learn this week? What we learned that we need to marinate in the messages that we're getting. We need to seek advice from Mother Earth, from Grandmother Earth. There's a death rebirth coming, and here is Lori's eagle. She had a dream, the way of positive change, had a dream about an eagle. And so when I see eagle flying, I go, yeah. Eagle. And it was interesting. The day that she had her dream, or she talked about it, I was in a place where I actually saw an eagle fly out of a cave. It was very cool. Okay, back to what did we learn? We learned we need not to react. Whatever information comes, it needs to sit, and we need to seek counsel from grandmother, and it's going to bring an ending and a rebirth to something. We have the 8 sacred circles. A lot of earth cards here, sacred earth cards. So the 8 of Pentacles is about work. It's about not giving up, nose to the grindstone. And I feel like that's what's going on with this card too. It does feel like there is a way to do things, stick with it, and even though some of her, it's interesting, some of her drums are not finished. So she has finished, unfinished, unfinished, finished, and she's just starting the hoop here. So we have unfinished business coming up, and it's important, for me, and the way I interpret this card, is to finish one thing before you start another. Another sacred circle, and here we have 9 sacred circles. So this is the 9 of Pentacles, and we have grandmother here with her power. And is this a kestrel? I think it's a kestrel. But she has her rattles, she has her stones, her smudge. She is working the magic of grandmother. Okay. I think that's the hard work, getting into working. And then, thank you. We do not have another sacred circle. We have, and for those of you who have been on my channel for a while, we have the Queen of Cups. Takes me to a different happy place, doesn't it? So the Queen of Cups for me in normal readings is Lotus as POTUS. So, but in this deck, she looks what is she looking at? And it's not comforting. It's a little on the scary side, a little on the surprise side. So what are we learning this last week? If I was just to give a quick reading on this, there's information that is coming that needs to be marinated, that we need to marinate in. It's an ending that we think, oh my gosh, this is the end. It's not. It's not the end. It's something that requires a lot of work, and it's bringing some abundance in with this Nine of Pentacles card. And in this Pentacles, the Nine of Sacred Circles, it's all about setting your intention as to what we want to come into our world from this ending in this new beginning. And then we have the Queen of Cups, which is bringing in an emotional abundance that is a path where our needs are met. But she seems a little surprised that she's in that position, I think. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so maybe I should read on Election Truth Alliance, because I'm rambling. Why not? Before I get into the news that I have written down. So I keep getting news feeds about Election Truth Alliance. And then there's certain, this will stand, this will hold. Another podcast that sends me emails. And it feels like that, there are some movement in the fact that the 2024 elections were actually stolen, which is what I believe. But it doesn't really matter what I believe as long as it can be proven. And so let's just look at the people who are looking into the election of 2024, where Pumpkinhead said Elon is going to help me win. Once you vote, you will never have to vote again. And, you have certain counties. I think I read something that there was a county in Pennsylvania. Where was it? I think it was Pennsylvania. And 100% went to Trump. Or 120% went to Trump. That's probably more like it, because it didn't make any sense. And the other thing that didn't make any sense is that county doesn't exist. It's like, well, that's something. So, okay. What is there? What's the energy? What is so about these people spending so much time going back into the 2024 election and bringing out information that it was actually stolen? What good will it do? I mean, unless you get the majority, and I think it's going to be like 2/3 of the U.S. to to agree with this and go, holy crap. I just cussed, but I'm way into it. Holy crap. The election was rigged, but they really have to not like Pumpkinhead, which, oh my God. Oh my God. His poll numbers plummeting. Okay. What is so about these Election Truth Alliance? This will hold these organizations that are trying to prove there was election fraud. What is the outcome? Well, celebration. The support. They're getting more support. They're coming together. And you have the Four of Cups. And they're looking at something. They're looking at an emotional well-being. It's not like a vote, but they're looking at an offer. And so the Four of Cups normally is like not looking at an offer. But this guy is looking at it. He's looking at the cup in the sky going, That's what he's saying. Two of Cups. Star of Hope. Let me just keep going here. Okay, I'm going to pull this down so we can look, and then I will finish it up. So we have the Three of Cups and the Four of Cups. Followed what we're marinating in, what the base of this reading is at, is the Two of Cups coming together as what? A country? As what the brightest and best of America. What? Oops, sorry. I'm probably going to get blocked again. America was. Maybe it was too fast. We are moving on. The Chariot. And what's in the maybe near future, potential near future, we have the Empress. This card could be a couple of different things. This card, all of them could be a couple of different things, but this card could be a Russia card that was influencing these elections, what's in the potential near future, the Russian influence, or is it going to be more abundance to America as it should be? Maybe I'll put, there, I'll put a sand dollar. There we go. Okay, internal position. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Things are moving. Things are spinning. Some people read this as the external. I read it as the internal. External position, the Page of Wands. New information coming up. Hopes and fears. Well, someone's gonna be afraid of the big stick. They're gonna go, ow, that's a big stick. You just hit me in the head with that big old stick. There we go. Get my camera set up. There we go. Yeah, don't do that. That hurts. And it's got a dragon. Fire dragon with this Ace of Wands. So some people want that. Some people fear that. And the final outcome is Five of Coins, which is loss. It's moral loss, moral bankruptcy. So far, that says it's not going to go anywhere. But as we clarify, what is that loss? Is it, we're seeing a lot of loss in our country and in our I can't believe that our economy is still functioning as well as it is with all this crap that's going on. We have the Eight of Wands, which is news coming at us very quickly. And we have moving on to calmer waters. So with this Five of Pentacles, it feels to me like the news that comes out, it's not about it will come out, but they have to go through these legal challenges that are sticking up in this pond or in this ocean as they keep going through. They have to do these legal hoops. But we have a movement card. We have a movement card. Where's the other? I thought I saw another movement card. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, spinning in the right direction. So they're having movement in the right direction. I'm going to keep going with this a little bit. Secrets being revealed, and the King of Cups. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. Although I'm going to cheat. Yeah, someone may be, new emotional start, and then someone may end up done. The manipulation of votes. Let's just stick another vote in there. Can we just get 11,000 votes? Come on, guys. Walking away. New truth. And being tied up a little bit. Being restricted. So I think what we've got going with this, and I don't see it coming up right away, but some people will see this card especially, and then when it came out with the Ace of Cups next to it. So we have the King of Cups and Ace of Cups. Some of y'all are saying, hey, Joe Biden will come in place when they find out that Trump is an illegitimate president. I don't see him doing it. They go, well, do you think it'll be Obama and Biden? And I went, I don't see that either. Do we see Harris in there? Do we see Joe and Kamala in there as the interim? I don't. I feel like it's going to be somebody in. I feel like it's going to be a team of both parties coming in there. So maybe some senators, and I don't know. Is it going to be Hakeem and Mike Johnson? No, I think Mike Johnson is gone. Thune, Schumer and Thune. Oh, Schumer's, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. All right, let's get into the news that we're looking at. First off, our National Guard. I don't know if I said this. It took me a while to get this video up because I'm out of practice. So if I repeat myself, sorry. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the National Guards men that are being deployed in the cities of America. Many of them, I can't believe that they signed up for this. And I know that the woman who lost her life recently signed up again to the end of January. And some people will say, well, why did she do? We don't understand her situation, and I'm not gonna dig into what I think it is. I don't know her situation. I don't know if she needed to have that security or whatever. Doesn't matter. But thoughts and prayers go out to her family and her friends, and to her in her journey through the veil. And when I say thoughts and prayers, don't they ring so hollow? Because we use it so often in the US, and it should mean a lot more than it means. So I go back to the first spread where the woman looks like it's going into a sweat lodge, but going into a kiva. I think that's what it would be. And in the kiva is grandmother, and talking to grandmother about thoughts and prayers for these people. Okay. The other one's in the hospital, and I don't know what condition he is in, especially by the time this video gets up. I'm finding it hard to see accurate news. Trump said that's not accurate. And then all these other facts that come out, like from Jeannie Pirro, like, that's not accurate. When you give facts, can you give adjectives in front of facts? Or should you just give facts? So often, the horrible Biden administration, like, just give the facts. Let the adjectives go. So, anyway, this Afghan guy who worked with the CIA over in Afghanistan, and he came over under the Biden administration. Remember, Trump signed this Afghan release with the Taliban or something. So he set this up. Biden had to execute that plan, and it wasn't done well. But then again, I wasn't planning it. And not that I could do anything better. Not that Psychic Duck could have done it better, but than me. So they did the best they could with the tools that they have. We all do that in all our mistakes. We make the best decision with the tools we have. And so they brought him over, as with a lot of these Afghanistan people who worked with us. They need protection. And now he came over, something happened. I saw Libby did a good reading on this, and thought it was interesting that she got that question, where do you think it was a setup? And when I thought about it, I went, he had a lot of mental issues. You're in war. You're going to have a lot of mental issues. And he had 5 kids. He had probably a lot of debt. I don't know. So could it have been a setup thing? I believe, this is just me personally, that the Middle East have a different concept of life and death than we do. So I don't know if, I don't know, but I was thinking about what Libby was pulling was this setup. Was kind of like Trump's assassination attempt. I think that was a setup. Charlie Kirk, I think we don't know the truth of that, and we never will, because I think it's over in Israel that will find the truth. And this guy, I don't think we're going to find the truth, because they're so wanting to pin this on the Biden administration. And we have a complete feckless, is that the right word? DOJ. Lindsay Halligan. Just a minute. Pam Bondi. Come on now. Oh, I forgot one. Jeannie Pirro. So, the question I want to ask though is this going to damage? Yes. Okay. Our relationship with our standing in the world. We give our commitment and say, if you help us, we're gonna help you, and then we turn our backs on them. Is this gonna damage the U.S. in ways that we don't understand right yet? I think yes. Let's just pull 6 cards. Is this gonna damage the U.S. in ways that we don't understand? Trump is saying, I'm pulling all of the paperwork, the immigration status, we're shutting down the borders for all the poor countries. But all the billionaire countries can come on over. I'm so tired of these evangelicals saying the poor are the problem. Don't feed the poor. Don't give them health care. Sorry. Rambling. Psychic Duck is going, would you just stick to the cards? Okay. Is this going to hurt what Trump is doing and all the news? Is this going to hurt our standing in the world in ways that we are not seeing right now? 2 of Swords. And in this deck, I mean, look, the swords aren't crossed. It's just 2 different ways to look at it. That's not a good card. Is it going to hurt the world standing? Yeah, it is. It's a burden. It's a big burden. Now, in the past, we gave money. It's like, yeah, we'll just give you money and they'll go, thank you, we'll do that. And they may do that again, but it's going to bring our standing down a notch. It's going to knock us to our knees. And this is the 9 of Wands. It's going to be a little restriction. This guy is like, oh yeah, you beat us up. It hurts. We can't trust the U.S. anymore. And then you get the 10 of Wands, the big burden. So this is not a good spread. Let me drop it down. You can see, not a good spread. We have the choices that they made is going to create a tower moment, may create more of what's going on. We have the Queen of Swords at the base of this, and this is all about fighting and war-ish, but that you should respect the rules of engagement. And they didn't. And it's going to knock us to our knees. Yes, so I think this is going to get worse. Not maybe necessarily is this going to create more violence on the National Guard. But I think Trump and his administration are going to create a situation where it could be, where they're putting gasoline on it. Is Trump putting gasoline on this fire, and will it ignite? Oh, Hong Kong, speaking of fires, yikes. Again, prayers out. Oh, yeah. Okay, is Trump throwing gasoline on this? We have the 4 coins. It's interesting. Here's the world that he's got right here. And it looks like it's Africa and the Mideast. He's holding back some funds, keeping people from coming into the U.S. We have the devil energy, the manipulation of it all. At the base of the reading, it's the Nine of Cups. It's the wish card. America used to be the place that you could go to. Now they're keeping it really tight with the Four of Coins. In the past, we have the Ten of Coins, where we're all invited to be in the big pot. Abundance, legacy. At the top of the reading is the Six of Wands, riding in as a winner, coming in as a winner. Maybe. And the potential near future is the Empress. So is he throwing gasoline on this that's going to combust? In a way, he is, but it's not going to combust. There's no combustion cards here. There's abundance, there's winning, there's, in the past, coming together in one jar. And at the base of this is the wish card, is something coming to fulfillment. And I don't think it's the restriction. I think that this is just a temporary thing that'll happen. Okay. What else do we have to look at today? I'm going to pull up some notes here. Trump called another reporter stupid when she asked a question. At least he didn't call her a pig. Oh my God. Oh my God. When is he going? When is he going? You want me to read on that? When is he going? All right, let's look at him. Oh my gosh, I'm just like so done with him. This whole thing, and I keep going back to the first spread. We have that death rebirth card coming. Not that I wish anything, but it's, when someone's suffering, okay, let it go. When is this regime going to change? I'm not good with time. It's when, when we get enough of this, and it's not we understand who normally watch this, but it's my hillbilly brother, it's even though he voted for Harris, it's the neighbors of all of us that are still hanging on to this, that are still throwing their support and holding up their Trump 2024 flags. Curious that, and we're going to read on this later, that that Trump is calling the congressman who said you don't have to follow illegal orders, which is truth. He calls them traitors, yet he forgets January 6th. A failure of the Biden administration to keep him out. Okay, when is he going? Let's just look. I don't understand how he's going so. He's taking a lot of time off, though. When is this regime, not just him, the regime, is this going to be done? I just heard February. Is this going to be done by February? I don't know. Every time I read on this, it keeps getting pushed back and back and back. Thought it was going to be July. I don't know why I'm reading on this. I got nightmares reading on this. It's like, oh my gosh, are you reading on this again? You're giving me nightmares. Okay. We need a little magic. But this is also his card too, because he's Slippery Don. Look over here while I do this. It's a manipulation. And maybe this is the manipulation of little discs of votes. Knight of Swords. Fool card. Well, that's going on a new journey, but that's in the past. As it relates. So we may be getting ready to go on a new journey. There's going to be a lot of fighting. And then there's going to be some legal thing come up. I think it's going to be about the manipulation of votes. Hopium. Someone's going to be restricted. We have the Two of Wands. Information coming. We have the Star of Hope. Okay, let me show you what I got. I have to put a sand dollar on my Star of Hope card. This is kind of interesting. When is this going to end? When are we going to be done with this regime? Okay, so clearly it's given us nightmares, and if you look at the back through the window, I don't know what that is called. It looks like a window clock portal, but it looks like there's an image of death back here. It's covered up by the manipulation, the magician. So this guy back here, he could already be dead, and it's just AI manipulating the magician, keeping him going, drugs, whatever. At the base, we have the Knight of Swords, and when I said drugs, whatever, I go, ooh, that could be a little injection with the sword, but it feels like this is more about fast action that's coming through with the Knight of Swords. We have the Fool in the past, and we have the fighting up at the top. So when this regime changes, there's going to be a lot of fighting. Think about Nixon and how people were still supporting him till the very end. And in the potential near future, the King of Swords. Some legal challenge, something legal coming down. Why is it coming down? This is this Ten of Pentacles. This is the Republican Party, but this is also putting in an extra vote into the machine. Manipulation, the devil, tied to the evil one, tied to Pumpkinhead. And the hopes and fears that we have is they're still working on this. This goes back to the ETA, Election Truth Alliance, the diligence, the hard work. And then we get the Eight of Swords. When is this regime going to end? Is it's never going to end because our hands are tied and there's a restriction? Or is this King of Swords going to put somebody in prison? We have the Two of Wands, something coming to fruition in the near future. And I like that they're walking through the gate into the rainbow colors with the Star of Hope. America shining its best. Ha! They keep saying, oh, America, the best of America. It's hard to find these days. But if we continue to shine that light, we are the best of America. With our generosity, with our forgiveness, with all of that. When is this going to end? I did not get any fast cards. Some of you guys who do numerology may be able to play with the numerology a little bit. But underlying, we have the Emperor going into hiding as a hermit, shining a light on the King of Coins, which is Pumpkinhead, and MAGA, the lovers. Moving on to calmer waters due to full illumination and play. So it is going to happen. I just don't know when. Every time I read on this, I feel like a fool. So it's not about when it will end. It's about what we do in the interim of this going on. And we just stay diligent. We just keep working at it. Okay, what else am I going to read on? I'm going to wrap this up real quick. Okay, two things. I don't know if this is going to be real quick anymore. The seditious six. That's what Hegseth called them. And I wonder how he's going to say that after he has his couple of drinks that he has every night. Seditious six. Seditious six. I think that's going to bite Trump in the butt big time. Let's just look at the National Guard. What are they thinking right now? With the death of two, well, death of one, two of them shot by this crazy guy. By this crazy guy. And the crazy guy is crazy because of what he saw in war. When are we going to learn? Okay. When are we going to learn? That's not the question. The question is, what is the National Guard? What are the members thinking? What are the members thinking? How are they looking at their orders now? How are they looking at their orders now? So I see guns on the street. I see their backs turned. Okay. Opium. Can someone say, ooh, hopium? What's the National Guard thinking? With the seditious six and their job. When it gets tough, what are they thinking? I hear Trump and back. Can't we just shoot him in the legs? We have the Two of Swords again. They're going, what do we do? This is my job. This is moral. What do I do? Page of Cups. Swimming with the fishes? No. News coming from an unexpected source. They have their job to do. They're in turmoil about it. They're looking for direction with the King of Wands. They got the Strength card in the potential near future. What is... we know that they're strong, but a lot of these are just kids. Some of them not, though. The tradition is strong. This is affecting them. Four Swords, retreat. That's them being wounded. There's a new path forward with the Page of Coins. Hopes and fears are that they can balance this out, that they can bring calm and peace, and that they can get back to their families again with the Ten of Cups. It has world implications. It feels like there's going to be some kind of balance with it. They are going to get home to their families. They have a completion, and it's going to bring balance. We have the Temperance card in there too, so it just feels like it's not going to escalate anymore. This Five of Wands is in the past. How are they feeling about it? It doesn't feel like they're just going to blindly follow orders. It feels like it feels like the higher ups are going to show strength. I get what some of the Republicans are saying by you can't tell people to ignore soldiers, to ignore orders. But because they're the grunts, they're the newbies. They don't know really the chain of, even though there's training, they don't know the chain of command. You have television personalities who are running the department. They don't know the chain of command. So it's easy for Kegseth to give an illegal order because he knows camera angles, maybe. He knows where his mark is to stand. Just listening to John Prine, and he stands up and he goes, he comes on the stage and he goes, they got all these little marks on the stage, these little X's. I'm not sure if I should stand on them or stay away from them. Yeah, Hegseth, he's probably the same. He probably doesn't know what to do with those either. So, but I think we have some higher ups that's going to show some strength in the guard. Okay, let's look at one more thing. I want to look at Pam. I'm not going to look at this, but Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, the Comey James dismissal. What a nightmare. And then you have Jeannie Pirro running the show on this. I guarantee you things are not gonna work out well for her. She doesn't know what she's doing. Another TV personality. If I'm hiring a lawyer, well, what was your last job? You're only as good as your last job. And she was lying on TV. She's no good. All right. I want to look at Russia and Ukraine. Russia and Ukraine. Russia and Ukraine. I wanted to look at it two different ways. This may go a little long. I want to look at Ukraine and Russia and the UN, and I want to look at Ukraine, Russia, and Trump. Let's do Ukraine, Russia, and Trump first. Ukraine, Russia, and Trump. Because you never know what Trump is thinking, and Putin may piss him off. They have things set up in place, but Temperance flew on. Let's just hope that is the general card for both of them. So, is Putin going to piss Trump off? I think Zelensky is going to be a little more diplomatic because he's between a rock and a hard place. Ukraine, Russia, and Trump. 6 cards. Let's see what we get. We get a new beginning. Actually, I'm just going to do an energy spread. Page coins, new project, new money coming in. Walking away. Who's that? Putin. 8 of Swords, restricted. Let me drop this down. 8 of Swords, restricted. Walking away. 2 8s. 2 8s. We have the battle continue, defending oneself. We have isolation, the hermit, shining a light on something to get clarity, to walking away to get clarity. And we have the Knight of Coins, slow moving knight. Ukraine, Russia, bear, and US. To me, this feels like there's restriction. It feels like the US is going to be walking away, just going, whatever. Let the fighting continue, and we're going to go in hiding, and we're going to see things from a different point of view, and the slow-moving knight is just going to keep dragging this on. And with this knight, and I see the bear, I don't know, it just made me think of Russia. Okay, so let's look at Ukraine, Russia, and the European Union or NATO. So let's look. Ukraine, Russia, and NATO. Secrets coming out. The moon card. Full moon. We got that coming up. 4 cups. Not looking at an offer, but this one's looking at the offer, but still. We have 3 cups. We have the plan. They're not reaching for they're not reaching for it, but they have the plan. Magic. Magician. Let's create something. Wow, this is kind of good so far. This could be, look over there while I do something over here, though. This is what Trump is so good at, creating diversions. I'm not getting that sense so far here. Queen of Swords. The Queen of Wands. Whoa! So whenever I look at this 4 of Cups, I pay attention to the 3 of Cups down here because that is coming together in a circle of support with the divine feminine. And at the base here, you have the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Don't mess with the divine feminine. They're giving us information, and this one's carrying a sword. Okie dokie. Oh, and the other thing too, peacock. Peacock, she's got dragons. Peacock. And the 5 of Wands. The battle continues. Ukraine, Russia, and NATO, or the European Union. I think what they're going to do is send in more weapons, more information, and the battle continues. Okay, I want to do, without really digging into it, will the Ukraine destruction end in 2026? Will the Ukrainian war, the invasion by Russia, will that war stop in 2026? One card. One card. Will it stop? Oh, two cards. King of Wands and the Queen of Swords. It feels like the King of Wands is going to bring forth peace with strength. What do you guys think? Besides, you've gone on too long. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I don't know what's going on. My count is like, it's not like this, but it's, I don't know what YouTube's doing. Anyway, you know, I shouldn't pay attention to it, and so I'm not going to. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this Rambling Friday. Say goodbye to Psychic Duck, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Good to see you again, and I'll see you on Monday. All right, you're not going to see them on Sunday? No, you never show me on Sunday. That's right. Okay, peace and love.